countries of democracy. In case Syria will give the real approval that they are fulfilling this contract 100% also in the daily life, and that we will have no doubts and not a single case that Syria is going to break this contract, then for sure it might be the first step also for other European countries to go in negotiations also about other matters with Syria. But I think it's very, very important since my country and because of my law, the Syrians in Germany are still protected by the German law, that for sure, in case we have doubts, we will not to release one single person back to Syria. But it's also a chance for Syria to give us an approval that they are keeping this contract not only by words, also in daily life.
If violations came to light, violating the right of a Syrian who has been repatriated from Germany, repatriated to Syria, if his rights have been violated, what sanctions Germany can take, what action it can take? I know you said there'll be diplomatic channels and so on and so forth, but would they consider terminating the agreement? Because clause 11, it says each party has the right to terminate the agreement just by sending a letter saying we are not interested anymore, we want to terminate the agreement. Do you think the German government would take such drastic action should violations come to light?
I believe, as I explained to you before, first of all, for sure, we have to use diplomatic channels. Afterwards, we have to wait also for some court decisions in Europe. And after the European court decision will take place, then for sure there will be also an international reaction for it. But I believe that because this contract is very, very sensitive for the time being, that it's also for us an approval to give at least the first example if such a contract might work between a country like Syria and Germany. Personally, you are definitely right. In case something will happen to someone who is already released back to Syria and something happened to him, we have absolutely no chances to help him, except of using at least the diplomatic channels and then the international court. But for sure this will have a very, very big effect to at least other negotiations we might have with Syria. And please think it also over. We are just in the peace process also in the Middle East, and also Syria has to be a big partner also in this peace process. When you're looking only to the problem with the Golan Heights between Israel and also Syria. And so Syria have to understand now we are giving an open hand, a willing hand, and at least we have to get now also the approval from Syria that they are accepting at least our way of democracy, our way of keeping those rights. For sure, we will ensure 100% that nothing can happen to people to be released to Syria, to get tortured there. In case we have only some doubts on it, for sure, according to the German law, it will be impossible to release those people. Therefore, we are still on the safe side. So let's see this contract as a chance, also that Syria is giving the European Union an approval.
But a cynical person would ask this question. Are there, because from the preamble and the title of the agreement is the mutual repatriation of illegal immigrants. Are there any illegal German immigrants in Syria? I don't think so.
As far as I know, no.
That was the point of the agreement in the first place, because if there are hundreds or thousands of German people living and working in Syria illegally, then this agreement is justified.
Maybe
It's a one-way street.
Maybe we are
It's a
getting
one-way
some
street
surprises.
leading from Wiesbaden
Yeah.
to Damascus.
But maybe we are getting a lot of surprises, because according to the international finance crisis, and we know a lot of black cashers in Liechtenstein and Switzerland and somewhere, maybe there are some Germans illegal living in Syria. But according to my knowledge, with all respect, for sure not. For sure not.
That's why the agreement, frankly, is one-sided, and it's only to help. As any cynic would say, anyone who knows the Middle Eastern political scene would say this agreement, and correct me if I'm wrong, is intended to help the Syrian government to get critics of the regime and opposition members to be expelled from Germany or Europe, so they can catch them when they get back to Damascus.
You are definitely right, from my opinion, but again, this is my personal meaning because of my knowledge I have with some countries like Syria. And therefore, I have my personal doubts, and this is also the reason why I'm taking care also with a lot of talks, also with our politicians in Berlin, to sensibilize them to take care that something is not going wrong with those type of contracts. Therefore, we have to be very, very careful watching what will be the process for the future. And I believe this is also an invitation, at least, for the Syrian government of the present time to open again a way of talks really with fully respect and democracy, also with the opposition, which has not the right today for the free speech. And this might be the first step to open those channels, and I pray to God at least that we will reach it in the near future.
Okay, thanks for that. But one more question for you. Are you aware of any agreements signed between Germany and other Middle Eastern countries for the same purpose, which is the repatriation of so-called illegal immigrants?
At least we have the same contracts with countries like with Lebanon.
You have one with Lebanon, yeah?
We have one with Lebanon.
How long has it worked? Has been any repatriations or?
At least with Lebanon, it's working.
It's working, and no report of violation of human rights or anything like that?
Till now, we have no reports, but therefore, also with some Lebanese people, for sure we are checking every item very, very carefully. And we are not going to send everyone back to Lebanon. In case we have some doubts that something will happen to someone in Lebanon, for sure he can stay in Germany.
Mr. Rolf Ohler, I would like to thank you very much for your time, and I hope that this agreement will prove to be right and not, as we fear, a document just to get around the law, to get the people who are opposed to Syria to be caught at the airport and be humiliated and tortured. Let's hope that does not happen, and time only will tell. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much.